and we are live, Randy, for I was going to say the second last. It's the third last. We've got the 22nd, then we've got the 29th. So the third
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
session of the year, and today's topic is ad sources for lead gen, selected by Mr. Rodet, who coincidentally.
I always love you say selected by. It's only because you hit me up every Monday morning. Hey, what are we going to talk about?
Yeah. Um, so so it's Randy's topic choice today.
Kind of a
Um,
lazy bastard. You never come up with your own idea.
no, piggyback on yours. But we are sponsored by the news guy as well, Randy himself. The logo is above his head and below in the description. If you want to go over to Randy and see his digital PR service, comes highly
Yeah.
recommended and does a whole bunch of different things to benefit you. So go check that out. And he also does free calls as well. 15-minute session. Is it 15? But
15. Jump on my calendar, 15 minutes. I just did one already earlier. I got a few more today. Yeah.
oh man. And they're supposed to be 15 minutes, but they last about an hour. Trying to get away from
This I will tell you though. People generally are very respectful. They're like, "Oh, okay, I only know we've got 15 minutes, so let me jump into it," and I appreciate that. I've been offering, this consult calls like this for, I don't know, the last couple of years. I've never felt that anybody has ever really like take
no,
advantage of it.
I'm talking about you taking advantage of their free time.
Oh. Oh, I
no,
got you.
no,
Oh, yeah.
people.
Oh,
Randy needs someone to talk to. It's supposed to be a 15-minute call, and 3 hours later, you're still there hearing these life stories.
well,
So,
that may be, working in an office where I'm the only one in my office here, it gets a little lonely sometimes. So,
I get it. That's why on the odd occasion I get slorry and fucking stuff like that coming around the office just
I know.
to hang out. It's nice that we've got some local people. And in fact, I've got James Dooley and Kazra coming round tomorrow as well.
Oh,
So
man. That's
fucking
a crowd. The three of you. Oh, my.
yeah.
That's a crowd right there.
So it's always good to catch up and shoot the shit and have a laugh.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. That's fun.
anyway, ad sources for lead gen is today's topic, Randy.
Well, I was thinking about this because I do have to tell you, every Monday morning when I'm working out or I'm in the shower, I'm like, what are we going to talk about today with Craig? And then this kind of percolated around in my head about this because, doing lead gen, there's a lot of, and not necessarily saying, okay, where do you get sources, but really about ads. If you're doing ads or thinking about doing ads for lead gen, and I know in our group we kind of talked a little bit of somewhat around this idea anyway about lead gen stuff, but so depending upon what your lead generation is, whether it's a site that you're doing as lead gen, like I've got a lot of lead gen sites that we do that we sell the leads out to one of those aggregators, right? And then I felt like I don't want to be bothered by having to go find my own buyer of the leads that we would do.
Yep.
I think I've mentioned this before. I certainly could get more money for our leads, but if I went to go find a specific, we do lead gen in a home services business, and if I went and like in those markets, like pinpointed, like, hey, Craig, why don't you buy these leads from me? Let me show you. I'll just funnel them to you. I know I could get more money from it, but I just always do it with it. I don't want to be bothered by that end of it.
No,
I don't know why.
I totally get that. Like,
Yeah.
Rabbi is here. Jafar is here as well.
Hey, Jafar. All right.
And but no, I get it. Like you know, your job is to
Hey,
generate
Robbie.
leads. Why would you want to um, manage that process as well and fight with the guy? Oh, that's a lead. Oh no, that's not a lead.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
I would absolutely, if I was doing it, I'd be on the kind of e-locals and stuff, and I would just take the lower
Yeah.
commission
Yeah.
and try and get more volume,
Yeah.
which, you know, I think I've said to you before, I mentioned James Dooley earlier there. He's the only guy I really know that does lead gen with a scalable level of success, and he's got his own call center.
Well,
To,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So when you say scalable, I mean that. So you're getting real serious then about
yeah,
that. Yeah.
but he's all about, like, he'll fucking spend a fortune on ads or whatever it may be,
Right.
because you know he's desperate. He's confident in his own marketing abilities and his own SOPs and all that stuff, where he's eagerly looking for people to do lead gen. He wants to get into other fucking niches and all of that stuff. And obviously he, like I say, he had the call center to field the calls as well, where you don't. So you're saying I can't be
Right.
fucking
Right.
asked. The only reason you can't, you would have to be asked, is the fact that you it would take up a lot of time. So you don't have the structure there for that. Whereas he
Yeah.
also ran into the problems where people were miring him, saying, "Oh, that's not a
Yeah.
lead,"
Yeah.
all of this stuff. But it's absolutely, you know, something that works very well for him. So it's just worth bearing that in mind as well, because that's where he can now go. Fuck it. You know, we've got
Yeah.
this guy 100 leads a month. How do we get it to 200 or 500 or 1,000 leads a month? Because that company is prepared to take on all of that kind of stuff. Alison Cooper is saying, Craig, what happened to your head, you madman? Alison, I wanted to look like my good friend Randy, so I decided to go for it. I got a hair transplant about 10 days ago, and they shave your hair off to do that as well. So, yeah, I thought I'd try and go under the radar and get it done uh, when I'm not out and about at conferences and stuff. And yeah, I'm not very discreet with it.
Now I will tell you this. I want to get back onto the. Your head looks much better than it did like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, dude, it was scary. Like, even now, you can see the hair starting to grow in and stuff.
Yeah, it almost looks like you just have a real buzz cut.
Yeah.
That's all. Like you just shaved all your hair up, but you're like, yeah.
When you've seen it, like, they pump saline and everything into your head to be able to do everything. It was not. It's rough for the first week. I've got to
Oh,
admit.
it looked nasty. It looked nasty. Oh, yeah.
Yes, Alison, it was sore. I won't lie. I was screaming like an absolute pig, getting the injection. So I don't want to admit that because I'm a tough guy, right? I've got this tough guy image. But I was screaming like an absolute pig. It
Oh
wasn't a
man.
good sight. Jamie
Sweet.
is here, and
Hey, Jamie.
Jafar is laughing. I don't know if he's
Oh,
laughing at me squealing like a pig or not. But anyway,
squealing. Yes, I think so. Anyway, well,
hey, Andy,
back onto the lead gen. Yeah,
one more thing.
yeah.
Oh no, you can't see it. Alison's came from my Facebook, so I saw
Oh, you fixed it finally.
fixed it. And Jamie has also come from my Facebook, and Jafar has come from my LinkedIn.
All right.
So I finally got it today, man.
I'm. Where did Robbie come from?
Rabbi came from your Facebook.
Okay, so I did contribute. Thank
Oh
you.
yeah,
Very good.
you've probably been pulling it all in for the last whatever amount of weeks since
Yeah.
that went down for me. So there we go.
All right, good. So I will tell you back on this lead gen conversation. I only do it is a little side pocket business for us, right? So that's why I do, like, I don't want to be bothered with chasing down leads or chasing somebody down to buy the leads, because it is a side business for me. It is just a generate a little mad money where I can go and fuel my coffee or cigars and bourbon or whatever derelict hobbies I have, but it's not it's not my main business, obviously.
Yeah. Um, but so you're obviously doing it, and obviously to fuel your cigar fetish or whatever it is you've got. Um, how is that? How are those leads being generated? Are you using ads or are you uh, doing SEO or is it a mixture of both?
Yeah. Just doing SEO. So I've not done ads on those particular lead gens, but it's made me think about it though. I've been doing ads for the news guy, and and I've had some pretty good success with that, and it started making, I've been thinking then like, wow, if I can do these at a fairly reasonable, cost per lead, it might not be a bad idea to do it for the instance in our lead gen stuff. And but then that means I'm going to have to actually work a little bit more, because then I got to do the ads and manage the ads and all of that business. Um, but it made me think about ads. So hence where I said, hey, if you're doing lead gen, and lead gen could be, like a news guy, right? Or any kind of lead gen, not whether you're just doing the pure lead gen type sites, but if you have an agency and you're trying to generate leads, what's a good source, or how would you manage those sources? So, I mentioned Facebook, so we've been doing Meta ads, so Facebook and Instagram, and that that's turned out to be fairly decent. Where I'm getting like click through rates to the site to our, and I and this is a conversation as well where I'm like, okay, if you're doing something, say like Meta ads, right now I've just been sending folks directly to the homepage or to the site, and in the last couple of months, I've been getting like click through rates costing anywhere from as low as around 15 cents roughly
Mhm.
to like less than 50 cents top end. I
Yeah,
mean, um, and I don't know what the standard is about that. So because I, by no means do I say like, oh yeah, I'm Facebook, expert, on ads, but that just seemed pretty reasonable to me. If I could get down in and most of my stuff is coming in kind of in the, that 15 cent a range to, less than 30 even. And, if I can get that, and then if we're converting at a, not at a bad rate, um, like it's a very reasonable thing for me.
yeah. But I would agree with what Jamie says here. Um, Lead gen forms over click to site lead forms 100%. So Ryan Durrani last year was sitting in my office and he's like,
Yeah.
Facebook ads is fucking shite. And he was trying to funnel them to the form on his website. And I went, no, change it. Keep them on the native platform. And dude, the leads, he'll tell you himself, boom, it was tenfold, there. So I would absolutely agree with
Yeah.
Jamie there on that.
Yeah.
It's something worth considering. I know, but you've got that argument of the click through rate. So if you're trying to do it to get the click through rate, which helps the website, you need to weigh up, because that was going to be my question to you: is how is
Well,
that converting?
Well, that's exactly right. So, and everybody kind of figures out the math, but if it goes through as a, if you can get it clicking through to your site fairly cheaply, and we'll just say, say it's 20 cents, just as an example, but it takes you know, 10 of those or 100 before they convert. So what is that? If it was 10, that's like $2, right? 100 is $20 before they would convert. Um, but if it was $20, would you pay $20 for a lead, depending upon what your product is and what your margin is and life cycle of the client that you've acquired? Does it make sense or not?
Yeah.
Um, and so, it's you got to go figure out the math on that. For me, it's like, wow, I've kind of computed the math on it. And I've been thinking about this actually for several months, because, leading into, and you and I had this conversation earlier in regards to, like, Black Friday deals and stuff. And I'm like, um, this is why I'm like, nah, I'm gonna kind of invest more in the ads for right now.
Yeah.
And it's worked out financially from a margin standpoint. It's worked out fairly well. Uh, yeah, but I know that the lead gen forms, if you send them right to that, yeah, oh, you get a lot more forms people will click through. But I've found my conversion on that is next to nothing.
Really? Oh,
Yes.
that's
Now
mad.
I'm going to try it differently. So, this guy, Dennis Yu, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I was watching some stuff of his, only because of some of the stuff that came up, which seems to have gone, by the wayside, which that shit usually does, right? It kind of like it's like like a big storm that rolls through. It's like there for 12 hours or whatever, and then it rolls on down the beach or wherever. That's kind of what that little dust up did. But I never really knew Dennis, or wasn't familiar with his material or information. And I've kind of like looked at some stuff. I've watched a few of his videos and learned a little bit, learned a strategy in regards to doing some stuff with Facebook ads or meta ads that I kind of applied that made like, wow, that made a lot of sense. One of his things, so if you're doing this, would be like, all right, create your ad, do like and create several, right? And run them all and then only spend like $1 or $2 a day and see how the conversions are. So you're not deep into this thing. And then, but not just the conversion, but just run it first on engagement and see like, okay, what's getting engaged? And then take that. If you've got one that's getting like a 10% or better engagement, then take that ad and then run it either turn it into a lead gen ad, um, and then send that either to the form or to your landing page. And that made a lot of sense. And so that saved me a lot of money, I think, of like just like doing everything lead gen. And like, I'm like, first I've been doing stuff is like engagement, and then transitioning, if it's been good, then taking that to lead gen,
Yeah.
as the objective. And then those tend to, it's just, it helps like drive like a much greater efficiency.
That makes sense. It makes sense. But also, on top of doing all that, talking about efficiency, Lee's asking, are you building AI agents for your side hustle projects, to control some of that back end sales process or anything like that? I know we spoke a bit about it today in the mastermind, but are you doing anything with your lead gen, trying to automate some of that stuff, or maybe have an AI agent to do some stuff?
Well, so let's separate a couple of things. So on my home services lead gen stuff, no, it's just like you come to the site and it's all SEO from that standpoint. So you come to the site, you fill out the form, or you do the call, and it's out of my hands at that point. I don't even care. It just goes. Right. I mean, it really is like I set up I've got a quite a inventory of this stuff, and I just like fire and forget. And if it hits, it's great. I mean, I'm probably the worst person of like doing lead gen from that standpoint, only because it's just a side hustle. It's not my main bread and butter, right? So I'm not really all that. If it works, it's great. If not, well, I haven't, I don't put a lot of time and effort into it.
Yeah.
On my other side, on my other business, obviously, or the news guys side, the only thing that we do from an AI standpoint, I do have a chatbot, an AI chatbot on the site that tends to work fairly well. So we've got a couple of different kind of funnels, so to speak, that kind of drive through that. So once you're on the site, but not anything in regards to sales process, though, beyond just the chatbot and helping to try to direct and answer questions.
No, it makes sense. But I'm certainly going to be integrating a lot of stuff, Lee, for some of my stuff. And I was telling Randy and others earlier in the mastermind, just to field some calls and grab the data, and then I can pick and choose which one of those that I want to deal with. And the first time I've really seen this work effectively is when I went for this hair transplant, and the AI agent phoned me. Hi, Craig. We need your flight details and stuff so we can arrange your pickup at the airport and all of the other stuff. So that fucking thing came and collected all of my information, and then it spat out saying you'll be picked up at this time. It'll do that. Whole thing was automated, and you know what? It actually sounded really good. I'm not going to lie; it sounded decent. I still knew it was I mean, it did say it was an AI agent on the phone. Didn't lie. Didn't try to pretend to be something it wasn't. But it's just like, I need 30 seconds of your time. Just give me this, give me that, give me that.
Right.
Done. So I think, we're now getting closer to being there in terms of AI agents and stuff. And I was talking about Go High Level, and they've got the voice AI, but they've also got the conversational AI there as well. So if you've got WhatsApp messages, Instagram messages, Facebook messages, you can set up a bot to field those questions, those repetitive, crappy questions that we all get. And I think you'd be an absolute douchebag if you weren't to try and embrace that as part of your business going forward. So I'm definitely looking to do some of that, Lee. But we'll see how it goes.
Now, would you do stuff, well, I'll say as proactively, meaning, because I know you've got you've got some investments in some e-com sites. Somebody goes onto one of your e-com sites, makes a purchase. Would you proactively place a call or send a text to say, thank you for your order. Here's a confirmation. It's going to be, look for delivery in the next 48 hours or any of that stuff?
I think, you could do certain things. You're going to get an email confirmation anyway. Do you need to be dropping into their phone and stuff? That's a little bit too much.
I know, exactly. Yeah, so, that's what I wonder. Yeah.
Not Andy. I think, for me, let's say I bought from you and I get my email confirmation, and I've done all the uploading of whatever I need to upload information wise, and then you start fucking dropping in my phone as well. I'd be like, a way to fuck, like you're stressing me now. You're starting to.
I know that's what I would think as well. I'm like, well, we send the confirmation email, and you've got, I send you a little video as well if you want to watch it. Like, hey, thanks, blah blah blah. This is how you can do and whatever. But I think if I'd like sent more stuff, like, hey, this is,
I think checking in, see if you hadn't heard from someone. Let's say they spoke to you about it, and they didn't place an order, and maybe, I don't know, 10 days later you went, listen, are you still interested? I noticed you didn't place an order. Something subtle like that. But see, if you've got the customer and have already purchased it, I don't see there being any reason to hound them like a dog.
Yeah.
I think that's madness to do that. I wouldn't like it personally. I actually, and again said it earlier in the mastermind, I am now scared to look at my phone, between all of the WhatsApp groups I'm in with all different people spamming me, all of this shit is fucking intrusive. And people are phoning me, hey Craig, do you want to renew your contract with companies that I'm not even got a contract with?
I know.
So I'm getting bombarded on a daily basis. So I kind of feel being too pushy and intrusive into someone's personal phone is a bit over the top, in all honesty. I don't mind a chat bot on the website, if there's a problem or whatever, or just a
Right.
general inquiry. But I don't know after the sale, Randy. I don't know. For me, I'm not sure you needed to do the rest of the follow up. You've got the sale. Why push it?
Yeah.
Potentially abandon carts and all
Right.
that stuff. Absolutely. But yeah.
Now that's interesting. So that's all kind of managing funnel, right? So when you're talking about abandoned carts and those are all marketing strategies in regards to kind of managing your funnel and your process through that. But yeah, it's some of the other stuff that I think, and I see, yeah, uh, like I've got a service installed on my site, and I've been wrestling about how do I manage it. But somebody comes onto a site, uh, I can see what the company is, where they've come from, and based on that, here's an email off of that. Now, should I? And this is where I've been like, huh. They've come on. I could do a few different things. I could like grab all of this data and then just do retargeting, right? Ads toward them. Or should I be more aggressive and like send an email or some other form of direct and say, hey, Craig, I noticed you were on our site. I appreciate it. Do you have any questions? Whatever, right? Whatever the outreach would be.
Yeah.
I've not done that because that just seems, I don't know why. Sometimes I get a little more apprehensive about being intrusive, I
Yeah,
think.
that's stalkerish. I noticed you've been in
And
my
that's
website.
what I think, yeah.
I don't like that either. That's just a personal thing. Like, people will argue that converts really well and all that, but I wouldn't be comfortable doing that to someone. I would feel like a fucking stalker. Oh, you've been on my website. Well, what if I didn't want you to know I was looking at your website? I just wanted
Right.
to, without being hounded for a sale. It's like those guys when you walk into a shop and they pounce on you straight away. Hey, do you need anything? What can I help you? And like, fucking give me a chance to fucking look. I don't even know if I want anything. So, you've been in my website, pounce. And obviously, the statistically, 90% of people who land in your website fuck off again. They'll never buy, they'll never engage.
Right.
So, but does that, people want to nose around. They might not use you for 2 years. Someone might have just mentioned your name. They might have seen something. They just want a quick look. They don't want to be bombarded. So,
Right.
I don't know if I like that personally. But
Now, what I have done with that, though, so this service or this software that we use, I can pull the info and then I just create all of that, pull this list off, and I create essentially a a custom list on uh, Facebook, and then begin to do some essentially feed ads to those people directly if they're on Facebook. So I'm not, essentially it's a way of retargeting. So I just like get back in front of them, right?
yeah, I think subtle retargeting's fine. I think that's what the pixel's for. And if they've
Right,
lagged
right.
on, forgot about you, it's nice to subtly prompt them. But I think if you were to drop into their email or their phone or however you may
Yeah.
schedule and say, hey, Mister, you've been on my web. I mean, it depends how intrusive you want to be. An email is more, but if someone was to fucking bounce into my phone,
Well, that's what I was. Actually, I was just going to go look to see, like, do I have phone information? Because I think that I do. I have to go look at it real quick
I know,
because it pulls this stuff up is almost a little scary.
Yeah, but imagine I know WhatsApp. Hey, Craig, you were on my website there. Why you're not buying is essentially what you're saying.
Yeah.
That becomes a bit of a problem for me. But that's just me personally. But Lee is saying as well, one of his guys is using regional accent AI bots and seen conversions improved by over 30% over the general call center voices. I hate those fucking call center voices.
I know.
The first time, the minute I hear that shit, man, I'm just like, bang, phone goes down. So that's no surprise to me. Statistically, anything's better than one of those call center voices.
Yeah.
A dog in the street, and convert better than some of the call center voices. But
yeah, I would think dropping in, but so let me ask you this then. So back onto this kind of idea about sources and whatever, and we'll just say let's stay on this Facebook. How do you drive better conversion on the Facebook form? I'm curious as well, people that are listening, if they've had some good success with that, right? So instead of directing the click through to go to an off page, meaning off of Facebook landing page or your website, but instead, having the people just fill out the Facebook lead form. How do you convert? How do you drive a good conversion on those Facebook lead forms?
I think, when I said it to you, when Ryan Durrani done it, his wife sells wedding decor. So you basically book her, she'll come and do all the balloons and all the decorations and all that stuff. Now, for you're saying that it doesn't convert very well. I think because of what PR is, not many people understand it. So I think you would need to go along with the kind of educational route and hop on a call with these people where I think, if someone's looking for wedding decor and they're just looking for someone to do it, them filling out that form to get her to phone back is pretty easy because they know they want that shit. Whereas for you, people are looking at going, is it PR or do I go and do something else? Or, people are slightly more confused as to what they want or need, just based on the industry we're in. So I think, you would have to go down the route of kind of short, sharp, educational type videos to lure them in. If they do fill the form in, I think you'd have to be hot on it quickly, or have a chat bot speaking to them, giving them information, because otherwise they're going to go cold or go to another supplier because you're clearly not the only guy in the world that does that. So, whereas Durrani's wife is probably one of only a handful of people who do the wedding decor in the area that they do it in, whereas SEO and everything else, we're not the only ones in the world that do this shit. So, there's probably too many of them. So you've got a very short window. So I think to try and increase your conversions, you'd need to be right on it. No one's going to fuck around. So if someone's got a question, I think a kind of chat bot response would be good to, give generic Q&As away, but then try and lure them into a call, the fifth. Because I think most of your clients, I would imagine, who are coming from ads and whatever else, are going to need pushed over the line. I don't think, a small percentage of them will know what they want and have heard of it or someone's recommended, but I think most others need coaxed over the line for what we do. Even for me, SEO wise, no one just fucking says, here's the money, start working. You know, it's always what if, what about,
Right, right.
this, why that. So I think for you, um, you know, to try and increase those conversions, you know, would be to try and automatically book in a call with these people. Once you collect information and establish whether they're actually a real person or a real lead, then, you know, why not funnel them into the free 15-minute call, or, you know, and obviously educate them and get them over the
Yeah.
line. I think that
Well, that is what I've tried to do in the past. So I think I just have to still kind of flex it, you know, kind of work through. But that's what I've tried to do is like, as soon as the lead has come in, I had an automatic boom, shoot an email out. And essentially the offer is like, hey, I'd love to talk with you, answer any questions. Here's a link. Let's jump on a call kind of thing. And like absolutely no response on those. And I don't know if it was like people not like, maybe that was like too aggressive, you know, maybe like taking it. And so I took it a different approach, which was kind of doing, you had mentioned kind of like an educational. So I just kind of like, hey, FA, yeah, I can't remember exactly how it came out, you know, how I phrased it, but it was like, hey, here's some top questions about press releases, blah, 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 right? And I answer them kind of like a Q&A or a FAQ, so to speak. And then at the end of that, I'm like, hey, I would love to talk with you. Have any other questions? Here's a link. Let's schedule something.
Maybe you could even have like a 45-second video that gets sent to them, right? So after they filled out the form, and just show them the 3 or 4 different things that a press release does. You know, brand
Mm,
awareness, feeding the LLMs, you know, link equity, and whatever.
right.
Just in a 30 or 45-second video, here's the reasons why you want this. And then if they don't bite after that, send them another educational video showing them I don't know, maybe a case study, or, you know, some of the
Mm,
shit that
mhm.
you've done for me with the award and whatever. You know, if you're wanting in those AI overviews, I think going in and trying to book a call might be too aggressive. I think, you know, maybe having like a 3, 4, 5-step process where they just get drip fed some information, and then they get asked to book in the thing. It just depends on where they're coming in. You know,
Right.
it's
I know. I know.
I mean, you could have it set up where if you want this and you want to book a call, go here. But, you know, if they're asking questions, subtly just put them into a different funnel and drip feed them, you know, just the 3 or
Mhm.
4 reasons why you would want a PR out with. Because a lot of people think it's just a fucking ego trip, you know, getting a PR blast. But, you know, and that's fine as well. You know, a lot of people
Right.
want to see their face on all of these websites, but there is other benefits to it, which
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think PR people say enough. And I said that to you as well. Like,
Yeah.
why are you not going down the route of telling people this shit is feeding the LLMs? Why are you
Yeah.
not?
I know it. I know it. Well,
Uh,
that's what I do. But yeah, so I've got a video. So now let's talk about kind of stuff that's working. You know, it works really well for me right now are videos. You know, if I do a video ad, and especially a AI generated video ads. That's what I've been playing with. Those like do really well. Like I've got one that's out there now, kind of a Christmas themed one, a holiday themed one with Santa. God, that thing is like killing it.
yeah,
Just killing it. I've been doing that as an engagement for the last 10 days or so. I'm gonna flip that to a lead gen. And then my plan is I'm gonna send them to the form instead of directly to the site, and then try to do some more, you know, kind of conversion that way. I want to kind of experiment a little bit is what I'm going to do. So, um, but the videos seem to do really well.
yeah. But you're just having a bit of fun with them, like,
Oh
and
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Well,
I,
like I've got a video. So the video that's doing really well right now is like, hey, you know, Santa, essentially the theme of it is like Santa's no longer popular. he comes to the news guy and we, do great things for him. And now he's like, oh my gosh, now I'm better than ever and kind of thing. Right.
Yeah,
So very fun, kind of, very comical kind of approach to it.
you never
But I
think
think,
of some bad Santa stuff as well.
oh yeah, that would be funny, right? Yeah. Do the bad side,
Yeah, but you
bad
could
humor.
do the bad Santa, and he does bad shit, and then you clean up his reputation.
Yeah, there we go. I've got a one we're going to drop this week about. Are you familiar? Does he have Elf on the Shelf? Do you have that?
Oh, dude, fuck me. Yeah, I know sometimes he watches my videos, but yeah, we have Elf on the Shelf, and my wife absolutely goes crazy with it, and she puts a hell of a lot of time and effort into it, man.
Yeah. Oh man, that stuff is crazy. Well, anyway, I have a video that we're dropping this week. That's the main character is the Elf on the Shelf. So yeah.
I dread to think what the elf has done. But certainly, it's a bad elf in my house. It's always up to mischief. Um, but, um, Tommy Butler says he can't understand his accent or mine.
I
Obviously,
was like, who's his or mine? Yeah.
Tommy's local to me, so it will be yours, Randy.
Yeah, he can't understand me. Sorry, Tommy. I'll try to. I can't even do. I try. I don't think anybody can really impersonate a Glasgonian accent, can they? I'm
It's Glaswegian, by the way, not
Glaswegian.
But nah, people try all the time. You get the old English crowd always try and put it on. Hey, how's it going, mate? It just sounds terrible. Just don't do it. Talking about mine, because I'm becoming more posher, Tommy. I actually seen a video from Chiang Mai SEO. Actually, they done a kind of clip thing, and there was a clip of me speaking on stage, and I'm like, "Is that me?" Like the accent actually sounds decent. So it's came a long way. It's come a long way since my earlier days. So yeah,
Meaning that it's better,
yeah.
more understandable, or
Absolutely, absolutely, dude. I now have people coming up to me saying, "Man, someone was saying your accent is as rough as fuck. Like I can understand everything that you're saying," and I'm like, "Yeah, people have maybe seen me 7, 8 years ago. That they had a point, but I've worked and tweaked. So most Americans
that's funny. So I can understand you pretty well these days, but I just thought it was because, my ear for it has gotten better. But maybe it's the combination. Maybe you're getting less of whatever it was, Glaswegian, and I have just been talking to you so much more. But
Yeah, no, I think it's probably a mixture of both. But when I'm speaking on here, I'm slower and try to say the full word. Whereas if I was talking to Tommy down the pub, you would probably look at us and go, "What the fuck happened?" In fact, I was in Chiang Mai and I met Mark McShane, who's also from Glasgow. He moved out over there, and I was sitting talking to a group of people. And then when Mark McShane came, someone said like my voice changed to suit him. So yeah, I weirdly, if I'm speaking to Slaughter or other friends around here, I'm not going to speak exactly as I speak just now. It's faster,
oh,
and you're using, the local slang
right.
and stuff like that. But these are things where you try and do that abroad, and oh man, people just look at you as if you're a fucking weirdo.
That
So
is funny you mentioned Slory because when I've been on some calls or whatever with Slory and he's talking, I swear I'm like, what the hell is he saying? I don't know what he's like.
Laurie gets excited and starts talking too fast. Like I think that's a nerves thing as well. Like he's not really, he's not one for camera stuff. You know, if he meets people, he can talk. But I think, yeah, it's all good. There's someone else asking about the hair transplant. Still bald, but it's only been 10 days, so I can't really say too much. But it's all healed up.
When you rub it, is it sensitive still or no?
No, it's all good. I was telling my brother-in-law today, like when you get that done, there's all these like thousands of little scabs, and you know, like the seeds you get on top of like the rolls you get from the bakery, like all those little seeds. It's like that.
Oh,
So
the
when I
little
was,
poppy seeds or
yeah,
something, sesame
poppy
seeds.
seeds,
Yeah.
that's the one. Yeah. So I was in my car on Saturday, and I was driving somewhere, and my head was itchy, and I'm doing this, and I looked down at my jumper, and I'm like, oh fuck. All of them seeds, like it was absolutely disgusting. But I've got a lot of them away, so I think I've got a few minor scabs. But other than that, it's healed well, and hopefully I'll not look like this guy for too much longer.
It's a good look. Yeah.
See you later, Tommy.
All right, Tommy.
Tommy's got to go and get his dinner.
Tommy's on the way to the pub, is what he's doing. He's like,
it would not surprise me, but man, this keyword is so hard to rank now. Hair transplant Turkey. I've never even looked at that search, but I would imagine that is disgustingly competitive. When I went out at the airport,
yeah,
there was like fucking, I'm not joking, 20 different companies all picking up guys that were getting off the plane. So you know, that's just picking up at the airport. Like there must be
really
hundreds. Oh, dude, there's so many of those places out there, man. It's scary. So I would imagine the level of competition SEO wise would be absolutely ridiculous. But
point 60. 74,000 is the search term per month. Yeah. That is, man, that's strong.
Dude, you could run some ads to that. Dude, they give you the company I went with, they give you £500 or $500 per person who books for a transplant.
Like as a referral?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't know what the cost per click would be like on that, but I would imagine it'd be pretty high, man.
332.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that seems a little low, but that's here in, you know, where I am, right?
Yeah.
And outside of Cleveland. So I bet closer to like to the UK, I bet you is
UK
more because
Europe. That's a £10-15 a click. I would imagine it would have to be. I'm going to Google this actually. Here.
Yeah, because you know to fly from here to, I mean, you got to be real. I would imagine that it's got to be much more popular to do that if you're in the UK. Because what is that, a 2-hour flight maybe?
4 hours for me, but
it was 4 hours. Wow, that's longer than I thought it would be.
But no, Turkey's quite far away, man. It's not far from Dubai and stuff like that, so it's a fair jaunt. But you know, I can't imagine too many. I mean, I'm sure there are. The price wise, though, it's 10 times cheaper than anywhere else. So I would imagine probably quite a lot of Americans do go for it just based on the price. Yeah. Plus, a lot of people are traveling for business anyway. So if you're in Asia, you might as well swing by Turkey and just get a transplant on the way home. Fuck it.
Yeah, might as well. Hey, what the heck?
That's what I was going to do when I was coming back from Chiang Mai. I'm like, should I just stop off and get a hair transplant? I'm like, nah, fuck it. Let's go home and recover. and then I'll go back and get the damage done. But yeah, it's madness. But yeah, I think that would be a good one. You know, in terms of if you were doing lead gen for those guys or affiliate for those guys, you know, if it's £3 a click and you're getting $500, even if you were getting a lead for, I don't know, fucking $60-70, you know, there's still enough in that to get a
Yeah,
good
exactly.
investment, you know, if it
Yeah.
was taking you that many clicks to get a sign up. But even now that I've got this and I posted a couple of clips, I've not posted too much about it. Dude, I've had about 40 people slip into the inbox saying, "Where did you go? Send me the link." I'm not going to say names, but there's been a fair few in the SEO crowd.
A few people like me out there. Yeah, yeah.
Like, "Hey, dude, can you send me the link to that place?" I'm like, "Fuck! The last time I seen you, you had the full head of hair." But working with clients and stuff, man, just send it out to agency owners. If you're going to cold spam anyone, give it to
Yeah,
them because a lot
yeah.
of them are needing it. So
There you
Brad had a
Just
full head of hair before he started doing
yeah.
SEO.
Hey, yeah, I saw your last post on Facebook. You might wanna look into this service.
Oh man, but
Oh, that's funny.
uh,
All right, so let me ask you this question. Aside from Meta, if you were doing lead gen advertising or ads, any other place you would look?
TikTok. Um, you know, I
Hmm,
think you can be hyper local to people. So,
yeah.
depending on the content and stuff, you know, TikTok's obviously a fun thing, but you see a lot of small businesses doing their shit on there as well, depending on what it is you provide. Um, and the costs are relatively low. What I see with Meta over the last few years is just getting more expensive and more expensive. Same with Google Ads. So people
Oh,
are
yeah.
looking for alternatives. You know, you've got Reddit, you've got Quora, you've got Taboola, but you know, where is your people? You know, where is your type of customer? You know, for you, selling PR could be fucking anywhere. You know, it
I
doesn't.
know, right?
You
Yeah.
know, it's such a service that you know many people would buy. So Reddit is definitely one to try. You know, a lot of people go onto Reddit for information and you know stuff like that. So you know, if it's hair transplants and stuff, I would imagine you know on Quora on Reddit, people are asking those questions, and if you can be on those,
Mhm.
you're going to be tapping into stuff that's a hell of a lot cheaper than Meta and TikTok as well. You know, again for hair transplants I've seen so many people on TikTok talking about their hair transplant journey and you know look at this and here's the process and here's what it looks like and all of that kind of stuff and they're probably making decent money because that sort of content's
Mm.
consumed on TikTok
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
as well. I'm not sure PR itself would sell well on TikTok. I think it could be hit or miss, but certainly to hair transplants. But no,
Yeah,
more people want hair transplants than they do fucking PR. So where
right.
is your audience? Where is
Yeah.
the people who want that shit? And try.
You could do some good ad campaigns with hair transplant, right? I mean, something like a personal kind of thing like that, you could do some good stuff. You probably could have cleaned up. You should, use some of your content, put it out there, do a quick referral,
I,
pay
I,
for your trip at least.
I could have and probably should have. I I know the guy that owns the clinic that I went to, so I just like if people ask me, I just say go there, go there, go there. I'm not really looking to make money from it, and I don't want to be another guy on TikTok going, "Hey, here's my hair transplant journey," because I've seen about 500 of those motherfuckers, and uh, I don't want to just be doing that. You know, if it was something unique that was different, let's say
Hmm,
the best AI agent in the world, and I'm one of the first ones to bring it to market, absolutely. You know, I'd look at it and go, do you know what? There's fucking coin to be made here. But hair transplant, I could have cleaned up
hmm.
and made a substantial amount of money, but I don't want to plaster my hair transplant all over the internet and stuff like that. I'm trying to be, although I'm sitting in YouTube uh, and putting it out there, I don't want to be fucking that guy. Like, um, so nah, it's
Check the link below to go.
yeah. Fuck the PR now. Go to the Longa Vita hair transplants. Um, but nah, it's like I say, with anything, mate, it's about getting in front of the right audience, and even paying to be on someone's emailing list, or if you know that there's a lot of people at a particular conference or whatever, you can sponsor. You don't necessarily need to be the
Mhm.
headline sponsor, but it might cost you a couple of grand to get your name on there. But if that's your people, then why wouldn't you put your shit out there, or take a stand like you've done at spring training?
Yeah.
Just get those conversations going, and even give away your free swag and stuff,
Mhm.
branding and stuff like that. So there's so many opportunities other than just piling your money into Google Ads
Yeah.
or Meta. And
Yeah.
I think,
I
overall,
think you're right about that, and I mean, I know for what we have done, in regards to some of that stuff, but I think there's opportunities like that, probably in every kind of niche, right? Things that either publications or professional groups that you could tap into to either sponsor, but where that is your market,
yeah.
where your people, as you say, like where are your people at, to go connect with. I think that obviously, and that's marketing, the closer you can get to zero in on the people who are really going to want to buy your service or product, whatever it is, the greater success that you'll have, probably a better ROI on your marketing dollar. But yeah.
But nah, I think you just got to try and test everything, mate. You
Mhm,
literally have
mhm.
to. That's the way it's going now, and go to events. Even if there's an event with 300-400 people, a small business event, and you've got this type of services you've personally got, or Jamie there talking about it. He does digital marketing stuff, websites, and all of that. So just try to find out where are these motherfuckers,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
does it cost 2 grand to get my name in lights, or take a stand, whatever, at these smaller conferences? Then I think you've got a good chance of getting way more than your 2 grand back, or whatever the costs are for these things.
Mhm.
Some of the conferences I've been to have been as cheap as $500 for a shitty little stand. Depending on the footfall and everything
Right,
else that's
right,
going to be there, and whether you're going to be in camera, splashed about YouTube and all that as well. But I think you've got to take all of those things into consideration. And
right.
you've tried stuff. I'm sure you've failed with certain ones, and seen
Oh,
good
yeah.
results from others. But essentially, you double down on the stuff that's working well. And even for me, YouTube works very well for me, just from a talking and education standpoint. So just do more of it, and get yourself the exposure you need. And it's no different from lead gen
Right.
and everything else. If you can pile $100 into fucking Reddit, and you get 2 grand back, then um, the happy days. Go
Yeah.
spend some more. Go spend some more. So
So this is what kills me as well. So, well, it kills me. But to your point, so, I'm always kind of trying to be aware, I guess, in regards to what's working or what are some opportunities, right? To try to leverage. And um, so I do think, and so for our particular product, right? So for our PRs with the news guy, events, I go to a lot of events because I want to network and, talk with people. I think it's a good way to build my network and kind of expand my pool, right, of people. I think as they get to, as they learn about our service, they get to know me a little bit, good, bad, or otherwise. They're like, "Ah, okay, maybe I'll give that guy a call."
yeah,
Um, so the events have been good. So I went to this event. Joy Hawkins has that local U organization where she does an event. I went to the one, she does one live event and one digital event per year. I went to the live event in September in Nashville, which is great. I like Nashville. Um, and I was like, wow, I was really impressed. 200 people, I knew nobody. And so it was great. But made me think like, I'm going to look to see if I could sponsor one of these. And so, came out for a digital one. I'm like, yeah, sign me up. I'm going to sponsor the digital conference that's coming up in January, end of January, I think it is.
Nice.
So with that, she's already put my logo on the banner for the conference as they've been promoting it a little bit. And I think it's only been like a couple of weeks that it's been, but I'm just looking at my, kind of my reporting chart that I've got with my Looker report. Like I've had 68 sessions and 3 conversions already from that.
So,
Which
and when's the event actually kicking off? Like it's a few months.
and end of January, so like 6 weeks from now. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
like the January 28th is when it is. Local U Global. But this is just coming off of like all it is like just my logo, right? And sponsored by the news guy. Nothing else. People have like clicked over, checked it out, and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy it from there.
but the key to that, Randy, is probably because it's a newer audience for you. It's not the same old guys who already know you. And I think that's
exactly.
You can't keep pushing to the same audience unless that person or that conference has got new attendees all the time. So it's, sometimes you've got to change where your money goes. And I think that would be why, because I'm sure people just look at that website and go, the fuck's this guy? I've never heard of him. And then they go have a look and kaboom. A nice
No, I agree. That's why I'm going to an event in February, completely new conference. I'm like, I'm just gonna go try. We're gonna go to Affiliate World or Affiliate Summit West in Vegas. Yeah, I went there last year, first time. Gonna go again. Man, that thing is so big that there's no way I would continue to meet. I'll meet new people every year for the next 5 years.
Yeah. You may want to wear some branded shit when you're there. I'm deadly serious.
Not branded shit. Well, I told you I'll have it prepared sometime I've got my LED backpack, all that. I talked to so many people with that sucker, like draws. It's like fireflies to the, moths to the flame. People are like, what the hell is that? That is so cool.
Yeah. I think things like that work very well, man. I've seen a few guys even, they didn't have the LED panel thing, but they had like backpacks with our brand on it and all that shit. And you just see people going, oh, fuck, where did you get that? And I want one of them. People in this marketing space, they see someone have something and they're like flies around shite. They want it for themselves. I'm like that as well. If I see someone got something cool, I'm like, motherfucker, I need some of that. So that shit works.
Yeah. I've seen some of those things too. Like people have like t-shirts with LED.
That's a bit much. The backpack, I get it. Or a nice
backpack is good. I might have to go create some new logo wear kind of stuff to wear. I might.
On the back of your t-shirt. So you're standing in queues or you're chatting to someone and you've got something that just stands out on your back and on your front, even the sleeves and shit. Like,
I have t-shirts, with these, logos on them. I've got 2 different ones of these.
Yeah.
You like those?
But I think I don't like that guy. I've told you that before.
You don't like this guy?
No, it doesn't look anything like you, man.
What? Come on.
Other than the fucking bald head and the glasses.
That's what I like.
Randy said to this, what do you think? And I'm like, I'm assuming it's supposed to be you, Randy, but it doesn't fucking look like you. But the only thing I'd really say about your branding or those t-shirts is potentially have them in the back as well, because a lot of people just get their shit in the front, but your back's to a lot of people at conferences of that size.
Right.
I've never been to that one before, but I know the company who do it, and you're talking thousands and thousands of people. It's not, 50 people. So having it all over your back and everything would be what I would be doing. But what the hell do I know about that stuff?
There you go.
Yeah. But
I am going to explore Reddit. I'm going to explore some Reddit advertising. I have not. Have you ever played with it?
I don't like Reddit as a platform, full stop. I think.
Well, that's how I am with LinkedIn as well. I don't like it either, but I'm going to explore advertising on Reddit. And the reason being is because you tricked my interest with the comment you made about it, which was people are there looking for information. I'm like, you know what? I wonder.
They are. The only reason I don't like Reddit is I think it's a great platform, and there's a lot of useful information in there, but all you see is people getting slaughtered on Reddit. Like, it's toxic as fuck. Like,
they're brutal.
And I'm just like, do you know what? People can say what they want about me, but I'm not going to go and sit and fucking read it and Reddit. Like, it's mad. Twitter's the same as well. Twitter, people feel they can say what they want without their face or whatever. They've got some shitey username, and they think they can say what they fucking want about you and shit. So I try and steer clear of Reddit for that reason, more than anything. But in terms of other, services and stuff like that, that you guys have, because I'm only going on Reddit for someone to disagree with the information that I put out there, or if I've spoken at a conference. So there's no real win for me. I don't have anything to sell, but certainly for you or other businesses, I think you should absolutely be doing it. And Jamie's saying here, finance, legal, important shit. You'll get good Reddits for it. But yeah, Gary's shite parking. Gary Wilson, my friend, he's got a couple of Reddit pages dedicated to him and how much of an asshole he is because he parks his car straight outside his office we've got this double yellow line here, where you're not allowed to park on a double yellow line. That's I can't remember if you guys have that in America or not, but there's certain parts you can't park on, and Gary parks on it, and there's fucking Reddit pages going, this guy's a fucking asswipe, and he thinks he is something, like he's got a bright orange fucking supercar, and it looks obnoxious as fuck. It really does. And Gary plays into that kind of stuff as well. Like, he's got his fucking Instagram name on his window and all that. And I'm like, Gary, mate, you're putting a fucking target in your back here. Someone's going to fucking key that bad boy. But it works for him. But he's got a couple of Reddit pages, mate, and they are fucking savage. Savage. It's scary. Even more savage. Oh man, imagine Gary did put his ads on those Reddits. It would be Gary.
What does Gary do?
He does property now. He used to have a link building agency. Gary, you've met him before, Gary Wilson.
Oh, Gary Wilson. Yeah.
So, but he obviously sold up his link building agency, and he does property now. And he's doing really well for himself. And he's still like 27, 28. He's got a few quid, and people in Glasgow don't like that. They like to see everyone poor. And if he's driving about in a nice car, they're all saying, "Oh, he's a fucking drug dealer, or he's a con man, or a scam artist." So you get all of that kind of crowd as well. But he kind of takes to it quite well. He likes it. But dude, even when Gary used to run ads for Get Me Links, some of the comments he used to get on that was fucking scary. Like, people are saying, "You've got Down syndrome. You look at your fucking face," and all of these things, man. Mate, fucking savage. So, it's savage. So I feel like Reddit is a savage place to go. But listen, I think it's definitely worth trying if you've got services to provide and you're not obnoxiously parking on yellow lines and all of that kind of stuff. You might do better than Gary.
I hope so.
Sorry, Gary, if you ever
Wow.
see this. But the parking is fucking horrific. But anyway, we are out of time. We're actually 10 minutes over time.
We're over. We're rolling. We were having so much fun.
It's always good slagging someone else off.
Yeah.
But we will be back on the 22nd, same time, same day next week. And we will be back on the 29th as well. So, yeah, we'll have different topics. But before we do go, check out the news guy. The logo is above. Just search for his brand name. Or if you're a lazy bandit, click on the link below and it'll take you straight to his website. And like I say, does free 15-minute consultations if you want a bit of chat. So check him out. But see you next week, everyone.
All right, everybody. Have a great week.
Bye-bye.